It's 9 o'clock. I'll call the meeting to order. Here. Stand for the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item 3, discussion and possible approval of minutes from the June 2nd, 2025 Commissioners meeting.
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second it. Yes.
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 Yeah, that's fine. I probably need to sign.
Yeah.
Someone else.
It's okay.
Tab it.
I got you.
Item 4, discussion and possible approval of a plat map called Wolf Creek Estates Phase 2. And she's not gonna be here today, she'll be here next week. I'll make a motion to table that.
Second.
Yes.
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 Item 5, discussion and possible approval of blanket purchase orders. I'll make that motion to approve.
Second.
Yes.
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 We'll have to resend that, but yeah.
Yeah, we can, when she shows up, we'll go back to that agenda item, resend that agenda item. That way if she doesn't show up, we're still good to go. Item 6, review purchase orders generated by the Grady County governing bodies during the current and previous month and authorize or deny payments of such purchase orders.
These are not incorrect, these are just partial payments. So this is a partial payment from the Sheriff's Department to the Grady County Criminal Justice Authority for $50,000. This is from the opioid abatement program to the Oklahoma Alliance for Recovery Resources. It's a partial payment, $12,500.
They just need 2 signatures.
Highway District 1 to Craftco, this is, the final payment, $5,100. Highway District 1 Craftco, partial payment. $99.75. Tuttle Senior Citizens, proper purchasing procedures were not followed. The PO should have been opened before September 1st. The first invoice is the only one correct, and we're paying $625. And that is for their accounting service. Okay, Sheriff Digi Security Systems says PO not open when remote work happened on 5/27. It's $442.13. It got open the day after. Visual inspection to Gary Knoll, fix a flat tire. Okay, so it happened on May 30th, and we didn't get the PO done until 6/2. It's $15.
Was that us?
Yeah.
Okay.
This was
No, just
assessor,
that
sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Did you?
Okay.
And it was just a day of it off. Do these seem to sign or just this hand? Is this the one to sign?
No.
I make a motion to approve these. We are working on, with everyone to try to get dates and everything done properly. I think we are doing better every week.
Second.
Zach,
Yes.
Douglas,
Yes.
Ruth,
Yes.
Item 7, discussion and possible action on paying invoice for the rent for the Rush Springs Senior Citizens Building. We'll have to wait on that.
I don't know if we wanna table this till Charles is here, but Gary and I went down there, Gary and I and my secretary, and the $3,500 a month they are charging for rent is really for utilities, and they need to be turning their utility bills in to be paid instead of circumventing what we're doing. So I'm gonna make a motion not to pay this PO.
I'll second that.
Just table it.
Abstain. Okay, well, should make a motion not to pay.
Zach,
Yes.
Douglas,
Yes.
Ruth,
Yes.
Item 8, discussion and possible action on reports from the Emergency Management Director, Grady County Fire Department, and Safety Director. Bill?
Well, we're still here, so thank God with the briefing that we had yesterday morning, the weather service was saying that we could have storms with over 100-mile-an-hour winds and 5-inch hail. I don't know of anything, maybe some pea-sized hail in the northern part, and that would be it, so we fared good on that. Off and on, there'll be a few storms this week, but it's gonna gradually move into more of a summer pattern. So we'll just keep an eye on it, but everything's looking okay for now, so we dodged it. That's about all I got right now, more later.
Okay. Thanks, Bill. Kim?
I don't have a whole lot either. We did finish up our pump test a couple weeks ago, tomorrow, excuse me, we start our hose test. It'll be Monday through Friday, on the hose test. Still, we're just working on year-end stuff and trying to get our inventory finished, maybe. I don't think it's ever finished, but you know what I mean. Better than it was.
I understand. Thank you, Kim. Bob?
Just a couple new things that came up in the MUCTD. I'll touch with the Barnes on that, and the incident traffic control, also with the some of the fire department and law enforcement and stuff like that. So I'll touch on some of those with safety meetings and maybe try to get a class. It was very informative, 4-hour class. I think it'd be well instituted and implemented in our county if we could do that.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Hey, Zach, one quick thing, there is some federal hazard mitigation funding that might be available since we're one of the counties that was declared a disaster for May. I was gonna see if y'all would be interested in me putting in a hazard mitigation grant for some of the mobile signs, that we can pull behind vehicles that says roadway flooded, roadway closed, and see if it would work for maybe 1 or 2 of those devices per district barn
Yeah, thank
that we
you.
could put around. If we was to get awarded that, FEMA would pay, we'd have to pay for it up front, but 75% of it, because it's one of our projects in our hazard mitigation plan. And that's something that I thought would really be helpful for each one. We have 2, 5, 10 roads closed, we ain't got enough for everything, but especially if it's a major one, Would that be something y'all be
Yeah,
interested
for
in?
sure. I
Yes.
mean, that'd been nice on
Yes,
Fox Lane
that
when we had it shut down, but yeah, for sure.
I'll check into that and get back with you and let you
Okay.
know.
Sounds good. Thank you, Dale. Item 9, discussion and possible action on a report and work orders from the construction superintendent.
I don't have any that need approved. We did a few things at OSU Extension last week that were have-tos. They had a broken window and a leaking faucet. We just did it. And then we framed up all the areas at the sheriff's warehouse over there. That's what our plan is for this week, is to continue over there.
Okay.
And then we're having an issue with the materials. Everything's junk everywhere, so we're kinda hampering the process.
Fair enough.
Hey, Mike, the sheriff mentioned maybe Fox Lumber, and I asked Cindy if we had an account, she said no, but she said it wouldn't be hard if you wanted to check them out.
Yeah, they got bought out by Mill Creek.
Oh, really? Oh,
I
okay.
have the application to
Yeah, he's
Oh,
fill out,
to-
to send to them.
Did you get the one I sent you today? Okay.
Item 10, public comments. Nobody signed in. Item 11, new business.
I just wanted to say that, Sheriff and I and Corey went out and looked at the old armory building. I think the city of Chickasha is wanting to sell it. I think it would be something we might wanna look into. I'd like Mike to go out there and maybe one of the other commissioners, and I got the gentleman's phone number. I also, this is something that Mike might wanna deal with, Darren, the inspector for the city, he's retiring at the end of the month, and he's going to do some contract work, and he said there's some stuff that he could do for the county to keep us from having to jump through permitting hoops with the city. If you have your own county inspector, he could also inspect housing additions, any grows, we could do a fee for that, and so that might be something we might wanna
Yeah.
look into. Wanna hook him up with Mike first and see, he brought that up to me out at the Wings, Wheel Show, Saturday, and, that old armory building is huge. I've driven by that thing 100 times in my lifetime and never realized how huge it was.
See, we had actually talked about several years ago about getting that and moving dispatch out there and our offices to facilitate and
Yeah.
stuff. And
It's kinda what we talked
Sheriff and
about
I was
with Corey.
talked about it for a long
Yeah.
time, but I mean, it needs work, you know, I mean, at that time that we looked at it and everything, I had contractors come in and give quotes for everything. I needed about a little over $200,000, but
It's got some offices in it and stuff, really and truly, if it was in a better location, I'd be looking at it for the barn, for barn 2. But because of having pull out on 81, that, I just,
Yeah.
that curve, but, it had a lot of potential.
Great bones, I
Yeah.
think most of the electrical's already in place.
Yeah, Stanley's is using it right now for storage, and there's only one place in it that's leaking.
Yeah.
And it's where they put some vents up for the, casket company, so. It's got offices already kinda fixed in there, and it's gonna need a lot of Mike's love and tender care.
or a contractor.
Now, if the contractors are gonna do it for 2, we could probably do it for 1.
That's true.
That's true. Alright, item 12, discussion and possible approval, the project proposal for $450,000 for 3 years. The Grady County project Hope and Healing with partners OKARR and OCARTA empowers individuals on their recovery journey by providing comprehensive support, fostering resilience, and building a community where lasting recovery from opioid addiction is possible. This continuation proposal will continue to support a recovery navigator for the Grady County Sheriff's Office, naloxone training and distribution for first responders and community members, and financial assistance for recovery housing. A recovery navigator bridges individuals in recovery to critical support, such as housing, employment, and treatment, by providing personalized guidance, system navigation, and peer-informed advocacy. For communities, this role enhances integrated care, service coordination, reduces I don't ever get caught
Just
up on
skip it,
words.
just skip
And
it.
strengthens long-term recovery outcomes.
Sorry, Zach, I did not write that for you to read, just FYI, so you know. When I saw it, I was like, oh goodness.
So you
It
do
wasn't trying to make.
See ya.
Yeah, see you agenda.
They get
It
wordy.
was not me.
Where does the money from this come from? Is that opioid money or?
It's opioid abatement, it's a
Okay.
continuation, so
Okay.
just more money. We just need y'all to sign the resolution that you allow us to apply on your behalf.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve. I don't have a,
Yeah. Did y'all bring an approval of something?
No, and that's what, when she told me that last night, I assumed that it was here with whoever sent this.
Yeah. I thought maybe y'all had
Yeah,
something
it wasn't in the packet.
specific.
It wasn't in the packet?
Mm-mm.
Okay, what do you want, do you want,
we can, I guess we can table it until.
okay,
Until next week, until we get the resolution.
okay,
Is that
perfect.
alright?
Yes.
So are you going to table that or the next one?
Are they separate items?
I don't know. I was hoping you could explain that.
The letter of support is just the saying that you support us, like, applying for it.
So for item 12, I'm gonna take my motion off the table and make a motion to table it until next week, until we get a resolution.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. Is it time to second that?
Oh, I sorry, I didn't even know on the table it was supposed to sticker, and I'm like,
Zach?
Yes.
Douglas?
Yes.
Ruth?
yes.
Item 13, discussion and possible approval of a Grady moves letter of support for the Grady County Health Department.
Is the health department here?
I don't think
I
so.
make a motion to do this. This is, trying to get the grant through, the Chick Chick Community Foundation is trying to get a $10 million grant for a wellness, activity area south of the Lake Lamp in downtown Chickasha. They're hoping to get $10 million to build a building. It'll be smaller, but kind of like what they have over in Norman, for the well. And this is just putting the letter with their grant so that TSET sees that they are being supported by the health department, the commissioner, or the health department. I wrote one as District 2 Commissioner the other day, didn't really realize I needed to bring it through, I just wrote it and told me to, support it, so I make a motion to support this.
I'll second it.
Zach?
Yes.
Douglas?
Yes.
Ruth?
Yes.
Item 14, discussion and possible approval of removing Lane Howerton and Stella Harrison as requisition officers and adding Kyle Fulton and Brenda Kidd for the Alex Senior Citizens Requisition Department.
I met Mr. Fulton Saturday, seemed very nice. I just wondered if they had any training on Kelly or any information on the purchasing class. I just think anytime you put somebody in that position, we need to go over purchasing with them and make sure they have any training on Kelly. So, I make a motion to approve it, but I'd also like for them to,
Kelpro did come
okay,
train him.
okay.
Yeah, he did say that he.
And I,
did some training.
yeah, I spoke with him out at the thing on Friday at the air show.
Yeah.
And he doesn't quite understand the purchasing process. And so I tried to explain it to him a little bit.
I haven't talked to him. I don't
Okay.
know.
Well, I told him to,
Yeah.
you can always call Sydney, cause I know
Okay.
she's great about helping you too, so I told him to call Sydney.
Yeah, we need to make sure that happens so that we start off on the right foot.
I'll get you his number too.
And Sydney, he was utility bills and stuff. I said, I think if you submit the stuff to them, they'll do all that, but I could be wrong. Is that what you were doing for,
They would make the
Rush.
requisition
They would make the
on
requisition.
Kelpro.
Okay.
And then
Yeah.
send the bill
okay,
to us.
yes. So,
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Zach?
Yes.
Douglas?
yes.
Ruth?
Yes.
Item 15, discussion and possible action to require new plat maps outside city limits to be submitted to commissioner in which the plat resides in for review before being placed on the agenda for approval. So this has bit us a couple times when we get them, the first time we see them in the commissioners meeting, so I would like to at least have a little time to look at them, so we can ask our questions, come up with our questions to ask and stuff prior to the meeting.
I agree with you, I think that there needs to be a process so we can go out and look at what we're approving.
Yeah, it's actually bit us pretty good up north once or twice, so I'll make a motion to,
So we propose a process that them coming to the barn first and letting the commissioner like review them and maybe stamp off on them or
Yeah.
something, and before they come to the board. Is y'all
that's,
okay with that?
that's what I have in mind, so I'll make a motion to approve that policy.
So you do want us to sign them out there before they come here?
I'm thinking about getting you a stamp or something that just says reviewed, not really approved it, but reviewed it, so that way,
Yeah.
you'll approve it as a board then.
Second.
Zach?
Yes.
Douglas?
Yes.
Ruth?
Yes.
Item 16, discussion and possible approval to cancel a dishonesty bond held with the Mosley Agency.
We just double covered or something?
We found out from ACO that we were double covering that, and we did not need to do that because we already paid ACO for that, so we were wanting to cancel that, but we felt like if she come through, we would make it happen, so.
I'll make a motion to approve cancellation of it.
Second.
Zach?
Yes.
Douglas?
Yes.
Ruth?
Yes.
Item 17, discussion and possible action on opening and awarding a bid for a 6-month bid of commonly used items for Grady County. First one is from Doug Ross Company. It is signed and stamped. Second one is from Vance Brothers. It is also signed and stamped. Spence Trucking.
John, if you're gonna do those, I can get the
Yeah.
It is signed and stamped. Overland Materials. What do we got going on here? Put it in there. And it is signed and stamped. Sunbelt Equipment and Supply. is signed and stamped. City pavement. It is signed and stamped. T&G Construction. It is signed and stamped. Innovative Roadway Solutions. It is signed and stamped. Ergon Asphalt and Emulsion. It is signed and stamped. This one's from the railroad yard. It is signed and stamped. Craftco. It is signed and stamped. Paving Materials LLC. It is signed and stamped. Wilson Culverts. It is signed and stamped. Coastal Energy Corp. It is signed and stamped. The Lacey Brothers. It is signed and stamped. Logan County Asphalt is signed and stamped. I think that says Jenkins Construction.
What? HG, the asphalt not done in Lawton.
Is signed and stamped. Brown Transportation. Is signed and stamped.
Yeah. I can't just remember what they did.
Vulcan Materials. It is signed and stamped. Direct discount. It is signed and stamped. P&W Tire. It is signed and stamped. Scottwood Industries. It is signed and stamped. Western Aggregate, and it's signed and stamped. HTM Underground, and it's signed and stamped. SW8 Construction. And it's signed and stamped. Core Main. It's signed and stamped. Trinitas Materials. It is signed and stamped. Another one from Trinitas. It is signed and stamped. Southern Tire Mart. It is signed and stamped. I'll make a motion to table those.
Second.
Zach?
Yes.
Douglas?
Yes.
Ruth?
Yes. You wanna open this other bid first, or you wanna do number 4, or my decision?
Yeah.
Go ahead, open this other set of bids first. Item 18, discussion and possible action on opening and awarding a rebid of a custom-built AR-15 rifle for the Grady County Sheriff's Office, reference bid number 2425009. Yeah, we'll address it. First one is from Top Gun Shop, and it is signed and stamped. $236,725. I moved it with the opener. Thank you. Second one is from Tactical Guns. And it's $211,150. I talked to the sheriff this morning and he said he wanted to just accept low bid. Is there been any changes to that?
Just looking at it,
I figured I'd heard it or had one, but. make a motion to accept the low bid.
Second.
Yes.
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 We're gonna go back up to item number 4 real quick, and discussion and possible approval of a plat map called Wolf Creek Estates Phase 2, and I'll make a motion to rescind the previous vote on that.
Second.
Yes.
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 Come forward, ma'am. A bit. A little bit. $130 and $29.80. Do what?
That's ours.
Barely, but it's yours. Wanna come look at it?
This just adding what y'all already have.
Pardon?
You're adding on to what you already have.
Yes.
I just hope it only has one.
Dispatching you at the. Okay. That's all what it does, the treasurer. You just signed it.
Yeah, yeah, it's good. We're good.
Says we're good.
I'm full of hot air anyway. I'll make a motion to approve and not accept county road maintenance.
Second.
Zach,
Yes.
Douglas,
Yes.
It's in the roof area. As long as there's 3 names on there. I didn't put the date or anything on there, did I? Your handwriting was a lot better, so.
Yep.
That's okay. Thank you, ma'am. Have a good day. Alright, item 19, discussion and possible approval of the table cooperative service agreement between Grady County and the United States Department of Agriculture, Animal and Plant Health Inspection Services, Wildlife Services.
We got Rick here this week, so.
That's me.
Yep.
I don't know where we wanna start, how in depth you wanna go. I'm a wildlife biologist. I've worked in this county for 22 years. 23 years. About 2 or 3% of what I do is beaver control. 70% is hog control because of invasive species disease is going on at this time. We have 2 different species coming into this county that are carrying diseases. They're invasive, the black vulture and hogs. The county, I don't know if I've gone over this, I worked approximately 1,000 acres in the county last year. Well, this is the last 6 months. I have all of last year's records if we need that. In this county, private property, since October, I worked 58,982 acres. I fielded 202 phone calls, meaning when somebody, I don't have a secretary, somebody calls my place, they have to leave a message on the answer machine. I went over this before. Everybody got cards. The damage for this county last year was the last 6 months was $317,529. That does not count what we saved. We don't want to kill animals. It's part of it. The less we kill, the better, you know. In other words, I cannot solicit business. I cannot go on anybody's property at any time unless they sign. The county, we have, to go on, there's state laws and there's federal laws in front of this. We have, state laws are common, but we have to maintain the federal laws. Everybody does. We don't get checked in this state. We have to do EPPs, which is environmental assessment plans on each site we have. We keep records for 4 or 5 years. An individual that comes in trap has to keep records for 2 years. The county has absolutely no liability with us. If I make good decisions, if I don't make good decisions, it all falls on me. Well, with the EPPs, it falls on the USDA. If I made correct decisions, if I have my record keeping up, if I have my trap checks up, they sue me. The county's no liability whatsoever. If we have helicopter crash out here, it's all on us. We have 6 helicopters and airplanes. Let's see the damage. Did I go over the damage? Yes, I did. This year, I've euthanized 994 animals since October. A lot of this is birds in your district. Coccidiosis, bacteria infections. What happens is, this is not a Brom, this is at local farms. You get 20, 30,000 starlings come in, feed bunks. We get coccidiosis, we get bacteria infections, fungus infection, we get chronic cattle. Calf's worth $1,800 now. Originally our beavers are way down now. We've had a 7-year drought. I project in the next year, that's gonna change. Because we're out of the drought for the first time in 7 years. We don't need the extra work, but it's coming.
I'm sorry, did I understand you right? So if a farmer calls you, they don't pay, this is what takes
Absolutely.
care of
This
it?
is what takes care of it.
Yeah,
Yes,
okay.
If they've got hog problems, sorry, Rick, go ahead.
If 98% of what I do is private, 2% or 3% is for the county. Now, if the county calls me, I'll have this happen in Bridge Creek. If the county calls me and says, Rick, we need you to go trap this, which I've never had to do, I've never had them do it. But I've had all kinds of landowners from Bridge Creek call me. They'll say, Rick, you need to come up here and trap these, so I'll go up there. Well, they don't own the land, or they might own half an acre. I'm not setting equipment on their property. I'm not. You know, if I go down there and there's little kid tracks in those creeks catching crawdads, because it's me, it's not the county. I will be held liable. Convert traps have been illegal till 2 years ago in this state. They're dangerous, they break bones. All my fingers have been broke. But, you know, kids in them, no. I've killed dogs in them. If I don't make right decisions, it all goes on us. Luckily, and I'm not a chance taker, I've worked 28 years. So I cannot, if somebody doesn't want me on the property, I can't go on there. It's all over, we have to follow the laws.
Yeah, whether the county wants you to or not, it's
Absolutely.
not county owned property, you can't go
Absolutely.
out there.
And the other thing is, like I said, everybody has to maintain written, if you're setting control equipment, you have to maintain written permission. We do it for 4 years. So somebody can call me you can call me right now, and I have to produce that. Of course, violation is fines. That's federal laws. If there's federal, the problem is with the county, if there's federal money coming in this county, we have to follow federal laws.
Yes.
It's not about the state. I'm a public servant. If any district does not wanna be in it, like if one doesn't wanna do it, or 2 or 3, it makes no difference, as long as one's in. Only thing I'll do is tell the farmers that number 3 doesn't wanna be in this program. He doesn't think they're getting their money worth. Last year, I think each district paid $900. What that does is the federal government, it changes from year to year. It could be 70,000, it could be 100. Costs us $900 an hour to fly one helicopter. I can have a helicopter in this county, like right now with corn. We're planting corn. It's approximately 900 acres, $900 an acre. So we get used to town here, and I can't catch them. Well, they're tearing up 10 acres a night, going down roads planting $10,000 a day. I can make a phone call or 2 and have our helicopter and airplane here, and we can hopefully take care of the problem next day. I try to do a lot of flying. The only place I flew in this county is District 1, along the south side of the river. I try not to fly in this county because I work Caddo too. Caddo's twice as far. There's only so much of us. I take phone calls every single day. Last year I donated 5 weeks of vacation. I worked 7 days a week. There's only so much of us. So I have to utilize my time smart, and I have to utilize the aircraft smart. One day of flying's $8 grand.
But I think we talked, you took some care of people in District 1, you've helped them out with some of their bird issues up there.
Absolutely.
Yep.
2 different, District 1 is our smallest area. It's the last, the farther you go south, I don't kill that many hogs in District 1. That's our main deal right now. I kill an enormous amount of hog starting south, coming north.
Yeah.
And I will, it's coming. Every 2 to 3 years, it'll encroach about another 50 miles. Caddo County from north to south. Same way with these black vultures. I've killed them in the south part of this county. Not very many big numbers, twice as much in Caddo County. Before, in the next 5 years, they will be to Kansas. Every year, they get farther and farther. I've been to the rookies in Venezuela and Colombia where they start. What they do is they peck eyes out of livestock. The calves help us, and then it's ate alive. Caddo County's been pretty bad. South of here, Comanche County's pretty bad. Grady hasn't been bad. The hay's pretty easy at this point, but when they start coming in, when they get over 100 come in, we're gonna have mortality. There's nothing we can do about it. We have to file for permits, even us. We can only take so many.
I heard there's some legislation that they're trying to change that. Is that true?
Every single day, we have to fight. A lot of people don't like what we do, and I understand it. But yes, it's like a, we spent over $1 million on trying to find a poison to kill hogs. The problem with hogs is, I've killed them from north to south of this county. We got pseudorabies, swine tuberculosis is the two main hog diseases. Around water troughs, and ponds, if they drink, you know, hogs, little fecal material get in a pond, same way with birds, but they'll cause these mama cows to have, say, swine tuberculosis, swine pseudorabies. It will not kill the mama cow. What happens is she'll slough that baby every year at a certain stage. So you're feeding an animal that you're not ever, it'll never have a baby again. We test approximately 10% in this county, we have both. Cox City, osis was what was affecting the stuff up north and from the dairy, or not the dairies, the cattle ranchers, kind of a feedlot, two feedlot situations. Well, not even feedlots, but they'll have 100 mama cows in a small area feeding everything. So we go in there and start removing birds, but also we're checking these birds for avian influenza and avian flu, a percentage of them. You know, I don't know if you saw it last night, but we had a breakout in the southern United States, so we'll be killing the chickens tomorrow. This county's first responder. I'm the first responder. But like I say, you can contact me at any time. It's all, I don't have a secretary, but our phone system, you have to leave a message and I will return your call within, we're supposed to within 24 hours, or 48, I did 24. Unless I'm on vacation, I took 1 week last year.
Well, I've heard all I need to hear. I'll make a motion to approve.
I second it.
Has everybody got my phone number? Okay, I appreciate you guys.
Thanks, Rick.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
you coming in.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
I have 3 acres, so I got a box. Back on the property. But I have, now, my neighbor, Mr. George, he might be talking, he got a bunch of cows.
F-E possibly, I'm not.
I think it's 2 years.
M-E-N-E-F-E, Rick Menefee. And I got his number, and I got his boss's number for all y'all when you're needed.
He's got everything.
Item 20.
Good job.
Discussion and possible approval of a contract of government services between Grady County and Rush Springs School District.
Motion approved.
Second.
Zach,
Yes.
Douglas,
Yes.
Ruth.
Yes.
Is there a
Miss Allen, order, please.
Is there a resolution?
There should be. This is.
Back in order.
This goes back on this one.
I think there's just a spot for you to sign that. Is that it? Yeah, there is. Item 21, discussion and possible approval of contract of agreement of juvenile services between Grady County and Comanche County Detention Center.
This is probably just another one of them that we transport kids to. We've taken to Comanche, Canadian, Cleveland, and then it branches out if those 3 aren't available. Then you go to Timbuktu, Garfield, Sac and Fox. Yeah.
That's what they sent us.
Okay.
And you'll probably get those from each one of those Sheriff's facility.
It's just like everything. The emotional was-
Oh, I did that. I'll make a motion to approve.
Seconded.
Yes.
Douglas?
Yes.
Ruth?
Yes.
Alright, item 22, discussion and possible approval of detention service agreement between Legacy Therapeutic Services and the Georgia County Commissioners of Grady County. I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Beth?
Yes.
Douglas?
Yes.
Ruth?
Yes.
Sorry. There you go. Item 23, discussion and possible approval of following agreements for the election board: Stanley Service Agreement, Stanley Master Agreement, and Schedule and Quadrant Renewal Agreement. I will make a motion to approve.
Second.
Simon?
Yes.
Douglas?
Yes.
Ruth?
Yes.
Does, Teresa sign this? Can I sign it? There's one for all of us, huh? Oh. Item 24, discussion and possible approval of the following agreements for the Sheriff's Department: Stanley Maintenance, Stanley Service Agreement, Stanley Schedule to Master Agreement and Schedule.
So it's the one in dispatch, and then it's the one in the lobby, and the one in the lobby, we are gonna move upstairs to investigations, because the one upstairs is aged out, and we'll be getting a new one downstairs. So the maintenance will be for the one downstairs that's going up, and the new one that's coming in.
This is the sheriff last time, right?
Whatever y'all wanna do. I'm sure he don't care, Mr. Zach.
I got it. I'll save him the title.
We have important business today. Key demand. When Keaton demands that it goes, I think to take him, I don't think he's maybe needs to.
I know,
Volunteer?
so I was trying to get back to where I was stopped.
Yeah. I think just mine.
Yeah, it's just yours.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Zach?
Yes.
Douglas?
Yes.
Ruth?
Yes.
Item 25, discussion and possible approval to lapse out the unencumbered balances as of June 9th, 2025 from the fiscal year 2023-2024 general fund and health fund.
Was this quite a bit?
That's the general. This is, no, but it does close our year out, so.
Good.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Zach?
Yes.
Douglas?
Yes.
Ruth?
Yes.
And you had one, the rest of them. I'll take one. Still be moved over.
That's healthy. Yeah. Yeah, let's see.
Item 26, discussion and possible approval to lapse out the unencumbered cash fund balances as of June 9th, 2025 from the fiscal year 2023-2024 and move to the new fiscal year 2024-2025. I'll make that motion to approve.
Second.
Zach?
Yes.
Douglas?
Yes.
Ruth? Yes.
Item 27, executive session. For the purpose of discussing the employment, hiring, employment, promotion, demotion, discipline, or resignation of any individual salaried public officer or employee, specifically Amanda Wilkerson, Title 25, Oklahoma Statutes 307B1. And I'll make a motion to go into executive session.
Second.
Zach?
Yes.
Douglas?
Yes.
Ruth?
Yes.
Seconded.
Zach?
Yes.
Douglas?
Yes.
Ruth?
Yes.
Yeah. My check was over here,
Oh, is that one?
33,000,
Yeah, this is Continental Resources.
that's Continental,
This is mine.
that's yours, oh, that's yours.
I just needed your signature.
That's-
This one is y'all's.
Yeah, there should've been a check there.
I see a copy of it.
Got a copy of the check. Hang on a second,
Okay.
see if we can figure it out. Okay.
There's that page there, and then on the second page, there's another one, another page.
Right here.
Those appropriations there, I'm gonna start signing those.
Okay.
You don't mind?
No,
Yep,
these-
please, yeah.
use of.
You said this one, there was no check, correct?
I didn't see a check, I just copied the check.
Kevin?
Kim Pendle's, Gary has come to ours, so I don't know, be of any help.
Yeah, I got a copy of it like we received it, so. So I said, make sure we receive this. Since you put a copy of the check on there, we did receive that, correct?
Yes, I have it in there.
Okay, just wanna make sure.
I didn't do that though, I didn't put that copy on.
Okay, okay.
I think it's good for all.
Yeah, it's everything signed,
And then
yep.
just need your signature.
Item 31, discussion and possible approval of estimate of needs, request for appropriations, and transfer of appropriations. I'll make that motion to approve.
Second,
Make a motion to.
Yes.
Douglas?
yes.
Ruth?
Yes. Make a motion to adjourn.
Second it.
Seth?
Yes.
Douglas?
Yes.
Ruth?
Yes.